Good morning, everybody. How are you? I'm great. Thank you for asking. People either hate it or they find it funny. How are you doing? It's Friday. We're 2 days out. I cannot believe it. I stepped on the scale this morning at 88.1 kilos. Yesterday, I reduced my output by about 2,500 steps, and I put my calories up by about 150 calories, maybe a little bit more, just to kind of fill out a little bit more. I wake up full. In fact, let me throw up today's check-in. This was this morning. You can see I'm way fuller than I was last time, before Padova, before Leicester. And essentially just because I'm eating a little bit more food, I'm not doing as much cardio, so I'm a little bit fuller, but just as tight, if not tighter. In fact, this is a photo. This is 1 day out at Padova versus, this was like a couple of days ago, 4 days out of this two bros. So you can see the difference across the delt. There's a lot more detail through the delt, the fullness in the arms, but most noticeably the chest. The chest is much fuller, and then the midsection is much tighter. And that was the goal, was to come with a better physique this time round. It's very easy to get lost in, I need the pro card, I want to win this, I want to win that, but first and foremost is bring the best me. That's all I can do. Today is a fairly simple day. I'm going to just take you through the day. I've got a pump workout just to flush some carbohydrates through. We're all about reducing intensity, and I'm going to talk you through what I've been doing this peak week, and I'll talk you through my peak week. Walk is done. I always enjoy my walk. I come out raring to go. Coffee is poured, and now I'll get into my first work shift of the day. It's 8 a.m. I'm just putting out my new men's physique training split, guys. Ooh. The first link in the description box, guys, you are going to see a link to my new men's physique training program. Now, this men's physique training program is completely designed with the men's physique proportions in place. So we're thinking about delts, arms, upper chest, the upper band thickness, and really just trying to look to build that width and keep that waist small. It's a 2-on, 1-off training program. It's based over 2 weeks. And it's got loads of different things about activation, priming, exercise selection, exercise breakdown, how to warm up, how to warm down. It's a pretty comprehensive plan. It is a generic plan, something that you can apply to yourself, and you can swap in things like for like. So it is a little bit cheaper than my usual plans, but I would appreciate you guys. You know what, if you just want a new training program, if you want to develop those things, if you want a new idea as to how to balance your volume training and work off its intensity, it's a good plan to try. So check it out, try it out. Let me know what you think if you do try it out. If not, no qualms. I'm just going to see you later on in the video.
Individual. So then what would happen is that would be the investment.
So today, let me show you my intra. So my intra today is this. Intra Blast by NutraBio. It's an alright panel. It's pretty decent. It's got some cellular hydration in there, and it's got a decent amount of EAAs. I mostly use this because it tastes so good. This is dragon fruit candy. Things have very much moved away from, in terms of supplements, like what just fucking tastes good, because I'm so fucking hungry, and I'm only 2 days away, so I'm not too bothered about panels and stuff. But if you wanted the best panel on the market right now, I think this is it. It's by Supplement Needs. It tastes pretty good still, but this one just has a stronger flavor, so I can like drink half of it, fill it back up, drink half of it, fill it back up. But this is amazing. I'm going to put the panel right here so you can see it as well. But it's got 15 grams of essential amino acids with a big dose of leucine there. 9,000 milligrams of citrulline malate, which is awesome. 4.5 grams of citrulline. 1,500 milligrams of taurine, estrogen. Estrogen can help the upregulation of some of these nutrients. It's a really good intra. The pre's I've gone for today, MV Pre. This is probably the best pre-workout I've ever tried in my life. They've got a new version out, which is on insightsupplements.com, which is probably even better taste-wise. Then I've gone for Serum Code Inflate. Look at the panel on the back of this now here. It's unbelievable. There's a lot of citrulline in there. I've gone for 2 scoops, obviously. But the pumps I've been having off this have been insane. So they're going to be my intro. I'm going to sit down. I've got like 15 more minutes until I need to leave. Pre-workouts on the go. Inches in the fridge. It's a push pump. So I just pulled up at the gym. I'm going to give you guys on YouTube an insight as to what I do on Instagram. So if you're just a YouTuber, this is what I do on Instagram for my workouts, and just explain them, why I do them, why I do certain different bits of equipment, etc, etc. So enjoy. Okay, bye. So, just in the gym post-workout, doing physique update. Should we do it? Okay. And that's generally how the workouts go. I kind of put like reasoning why I put different things places and etc, etc. But I'm back home. I had my post-workout meal. My post-workout meal was a 1 grenade bar, 30 grams of whey, and 125 grams of Cocoa Pops. Easy, very, very simple, easy to digest, chilling. I've got a bit more work to do. It's gonna be a bit of a chill day. Okie dokie, lemon cokey. I wanted to finish up this video by talking through the peak week. I think the peak week is massively overrated. I'm sure. In fact, saying that it's massively overrated has now become overrated. It's that overrated. I think the essentials of a good peak week is just being fat-free. And then once you're fat-free, you can start to apply some of the basic manipulations to diet, nutrition, water, sodium, and actually see a positive effect. But if you've got fat, you're really just gonna not have the best effects. You should probably just diet into the show, maybe slightly refeed before. But let's say you're fat-free, let's go through the things that you can manipulate, and the things that I'm manipulating to just maximize the best look that you can. So let's take the first thing, the most complicated thing, the autonomic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system is broken down into two main states, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic state. The sympathetic is our fight or flight, when adrenaline is higher and we're not really recovering or digesting or absorbing or anything like that. When we're killing cardio, killing steps, not eating very much food, we're highly, highly sympathetic, stressful, and we're not really resting and digesting. And that's all right because we're not really eating a lot of food. But when we are looking to carb load and when we are looking to receive food, we need to find that balance, or we need to find that parasympathetic balance. So the final week needs to be a lot about reducing inflammation, reducing intensity, reducing your allostatic load, which is just your everyday stress. So a lot of sitting, a lot more sitting down, relaxing, switching off. Still monitoring your steps, but maybe backing off the amount that you're doing, maybe backing off the intensity of cardio, maybe pulling from failure in training to just like 3 or 4 reps in reserve, and just slowly reducing that, and you're going to see a positive effect from water being dispersed through your body, from reduction in inflammation, but also just reduction in overall stress. Cortisol levels will come better. You really want to try and sleep the best that you can for those days that you are looking to receive carbohydrates. Sympathetic nervous system sorted. Water, I honestly wouldn't do anything crazy with water. I would just keep a measurable amount per day. I'm at 8 liters. Keep it measurable and high, keep it nice and high so you can keep it a constant weight, at a constant variable. I'm having 8 liters a day. I normally drink about 6 or 7 anyway, so just bumping up a couple of liters is not too much. No cutting water. You need water to facilitate a carb load. You need water to facilitate a pump. Water is so important. When people cut it and they wonder why they can't get a pump, it's because you cut water. In fact, on my first show, I cut water because I was just reading instructions wrong and I was being a bit silly, and I couldn't get a pump because of it, and I chug water, pump. So water stays the same. Salt, sodium, I'm going to salt every meal exactly the same. The only time I will manipulate salt will be pre-workout, pre-stage, and I will just bump 2 or 3 grams of Himalayan salt or sea salt or Celtic sea salt straight to the dome, a little bit of water with a pump agent, and that's just going to help the vasculature. If you cut sodium and play with sodium, it plays a pivotal role in cellular hydration. That's why the potassium, sodium and taurine is in every single intra workout, because it's a cellular hydration mechanism. It's part of cellular hydration. If you cut your sodium, you're gonna inevitably cut your ability to to hydrate and to facilitate carbohydrates into the muscle. So if you're loading carbs, you need to load salt and you need to load water, so don't cut salt or water, just load a little bit before stage. And carbohydrates, you need to be ready. Like, you really need to be ready. You know that it's all about reducing that inflammation, reducing the intensity, but at the same time, you bring your carbohydrates up to find that peak look that you look. And once you're full enough, you just stay there at that balance. You know, and if you get a little bit too overspilled, you just come back down. And if you get too flat, you just come back up, and you can constantly balance that throughout the week. That's the safest way to do it, rather than just carb load. Maybe you overspill, then you've got to compensate. Maybe you underspill, and then you've got to overcompensate. You just stay on the line and you just find out what works. You know, like I've been saying in all these videos, I wake up on the money. I wake up looking sharp, tight, not too flat. And I know that if I had 3 or 4 meals, which I will do on show day, of say 120 carb plus, but like bagels and jam type meals, so it's really small volume food, but like high carb, high sugar, I know that my waist is going to stay tiny because of the not a lot of food. And I'm just going to get a massive pump because I'm not too flat, and that's just me personally. But if you're someone obviously who wakes up flat every time, then obviously you have to eat more. But this is something that has to be challenged. You know, the whole front load, back load, do you even need to load? You just need to be fat free, and you can just bring things up to find the exact spot that you want to be. That's pretty much it. Like, what? Sodium, water, carbs, cardio and intensity dropped off. There's not really much else to say other than just making sure that you've got your skin clean. You've been scrubbing. I've just done my scrub. You've taken all the hair off that you need to take off. And you're just preparing yourself for the best tan, because you can't work this hard for 6 months and then have a shit tan. The same way that you can't work this month for that long and have shit posing. So peak week, pose. And just balance it as you go. One more thing, diuretics, natural diuretics. I wouldn't really do anything other than dandelion root, maybe H2O remove if you need it, if you're someone who holds water. But again, if you're fat free, you probably shouldn't hold water. Obviously, I'm using exogenous hormones, so I can hold a little bit of water, and I do notice water sometimes. If it gets really hot, I can note myself hold water. So like a H2O remove absolutely kills to me, really good. But I'm not going to be taking anything that would be considered illegal, because I don't really need it. I'm sure so it doesn't make a difference. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're 2 days out. I cannot believe it. I'm so excited. I've worked so hard for this, and I've relished every single moment. It's been really fucking hard. It's taken a lot of sacrifice, but I come out a better person, physically, mentally, emotionally, every single time. And like I said in the last video, you know, I love this shit, and I'm gonna keep on going. So thank you for the support. We're nearly there, guys. I will see you tomorrow for the tan and show day. The final one. Let's do it. Peace, everybody.